Doing it today.
Hi guys, you're in the Queen's Fortress. We're chilling with Lolo Skai.
Hey,
what is it, Lolo
hey.
Skai? And I thought it would be SKY, and I saw it's AI.
It isn't. It's Lolo Skai. It
Sky.
is, yes. So when I was in high school, I
Yeah.
went to Peterhouse High School in Marondera. It's like this really small city in Zimbabwe. And it was like a bundu kind of vibe there. Like it was very jungle-like. And there were these big rocks right at our sports field, right? These big rocks, two of them. They were like kind of located close to each other. I always used to go and sit in between them and just look up when you sit there. And they're really big, right? So when you look up, it always just gave this beautiful view of the sky. And that was my space, like my space to just exist and just, write or cry or whatever was happening that day. I would go and just use it as a, an outlet. So I've always just wanted to just take that memory with me. And what better way to take it with me than to put it in my name. So that's Lolo Skai. Yeah, it's not Lolo Skai. But yeah, I hope you can tell the difference.
All right, now we're going to talk about some of your questionable posts.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes, let's do it.
Very questionable
We're gonna
posts.
play a game, and we're like, a game for who? And then this
Going
going
on
on.
questionable posts. All right, so
do
this is December 21, 2011.
Ooh, okay.
She says, OMG. I got a hug
OMG.
and a photo from Liquid Deep.
Oh,
I am not bathing ever. Hashtag me, I found the one. Don't know about y'all.
oh my gosh. 2011. I think
you
I
bath
was
that
like,
day?
No, I didn't. I will tell you.
Questionable,
I
Lolo.
will. I did not bath. You know what? I actually saw him at Nando's. It was in Zimbabwe. I think I was like 16, 15 or something like that. And I saw him and I was like, can I please get a picture? And he was like, yeah, sure thing. He was so smooth.
And the first thing I thought is not to bath.
I was
After
like, I
that
cannot.
Wow, guys, you're
I
friends
cannot.
betrayed. The friends we keep.
Yeah, I could not. Nah, I couldn't risk bathing.
Questionable post.
Yeah,
Number
well,
2. On the 26th of April, 2012.
yes.
She said, it's my Annie! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Hashtag best 1 month ever.
Oh.
Shout out to my hubby,
Oh.
Mr. Zimbabwe.
What?
Yes, Zimbabwe. Is that? Yeah. Who is that?
Zomuya. Oh my goodness, I remember that boyfriend. Oh wow. Yeah, I was pretty young as well. He was like the first serious one, I think. Yeah, he was the first serious one. So when you have your serious boyfriend, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm in love, I'm gonna marry him. You're already starting to
Yeah.
Feel like
plan
you made it.
weddings and all of
And
that.
kids and shit.
Yeah, and he was one of those people that was very, very attentive. You know what I mean? Like 1 month anniversary was actually big to him. Like he would bring gifts and all of that. And usually girls are the ones that keep track
that
of the
shit.
anniversaries.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, yeah, that was one of my
Questionable
boyfriends.
post number 3.
Yeah.
On the 2nd of October 2015, she said, I am getting married. I don't see a ring. I don't know what's
2015.
2015.
I honestly feel like that was probably just like, let's see what people say. Let me post this.
Oh, are you that person?
Yeah,
Oh,
I probably was.
Are you like a lover of love?
I am a lover of love. I am such a hopeless romantic. It's crazy.
You people are terrible.
I mean, you've got to love.
But
I
now
mean,
we gotta
come on.
listen to your stories, because
Honestly,
humans out here
and
are
all these
like,
anniversaries and getting
Yeah.
married. I don't know, man.
Nah, getting married was just an attention seeking. So
Oh,
let's
you were
just
that
get
child.
that straight. Yeah.
Did you get attention from the right person?
Oh, I did.
Hey, girl.
I did.
All right. So we wanted to talk about your home. You've already
Alrighty.
mentioned your home, Zimbabwe. Tell us
yeah.
what living in Zimbabwe was like back then. What was the vibe? What was the feeling? How is it
Living-
different from here?
Living in Zimbabwe, that's home. You know what I mean? It always will be home. We have so many problems that happen in that country, but it will
It's a rough
always
time
be
right now for
home.
you guys,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I would choose Zim any day from living anywhere else in the world, because that's just where I grew up. That's where the magic happened. So I live in Norton, right? Norton is like a city, maybe 40 kilometers out of Harare. And actually, that's where Oliver Mtukuzi's house was. Just thought I should put that in there. Just throw that in there. But yeah, he was my neighbor. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. So living in Zimbabwe, I mean, it's home. It's a beautiful place. It's very peaceful, especially Norton is like very, very peaceful. And we've gone through the inflations and the fuel
Everything,
problems,
darling.
all of that. But then it still is a beautiful place.
Are you going to go back?
To live there, to settle down?
Yeah.
Okay, listen. So it's a beautiful place, ne? But when it comes to if I get employed here, right? I'm doing software engineering now. If I get employed here, there would be no point of going home. But I would love to have a home in Zimbabwe, like just buy a house there or just,
Like a holiday home type thing.
yeah, that can be like my getaway spot. But then when it comes to, getting employed here, I will have to settle down here.
Okay, and you've also mentioned that music wasn't an option for a career at home. Why is that?
No, it wasn't, because my dad, yeah, if he's listening, my dad was always, well, he still is. He's like very strict when it comes to education and getting a real job, office job. You know what I
Is
mean?
the one.
So that you are guaranteed that you are getting paid. And he always thought musicians were struggling, which is actually the case most of the time, which is sad. But
Yeah,
you
we're
just
not
need to
doing
have a
well.
backup plan. You need to have a financial plan, in place if you're going to be an artist. So yeah, in my home, it wasn't a first choice. Like, it was a hobby. You do music as a hobby, but then you get your books straight, you get
Yeah.
a proper education, at least have that degree in place, So that's what it was about. But I mean, he's my number one fan as well. He supports my music, he supports my artistry. So until we make it, we'll be like,
Yeah,
Dad,
this is gonna be
there
the
was
question.
something there. You know what I mean?
You also
Yeah.
studied software engineering, is it?
Yes,
Are you
I am
using that
studying.
qualification? Are you going to use it?
Yes, I will. I mean, you have to have that finance somewhere. You know what
Sounding
I mean?
like
That's
a
where-
Nkosi
I
Nati.
feel like software. Oh yeah, yeah. I feel like software engineering will be my safety net.
Yeah.
It'll be my financial
When shit
plan
gets lit,
to
you're
get
like-
the proper dream in place. Because singing and music and performing, that's what I've always wanted to do. That's what I'm going to do.
You're gonna
So I
perform
need
for
to-
us today.
I mean,
If I feel like oh no.
Lolo also has an EP that she's working on.
Lavender.
yes.
Why lavender?
Lavender graffiti.
Graffiti.
So
Mm.
my favorite color is purple. So I felt like lavender was a good fit. But then my EP is kind of centered around a theme of like a beautiful mess. So lavender graffiti kind of just resonated like, perfectly in that with that kind of theme. Because graffiti, it's a mess, but it's beautiful. It can be beautiful, but it's,
true.
it's something that's kind of looked down upon as well.
Destructive, somewhat
But
destructive.
then lavender
yeah.
graffiti kind of gives you that sense of something beautiful, but a beautiful mess. So hopefully people get that, because that's what I get from that.
You're hoping.
But yeah.
Is this lavender graffiti personal to your own life? Are you a lavender graffiti?
Yes, I am. I feel like every single woman is a beautiful mess in their own kind of way. And this EP kind of focuses on that. Like every single woman, our characters, how we can be so stubborn and how we can be so naive, our broken relationships, how we can be abused from time to time. It's all, in that EP.
What do you think about a woman makes us so susceptible to be like abused by a man? Like we're just so trusting and naive.
We
at some
really
point. What
are.
do you think it is about
We
a
are
woman?
so trusting, and I think it's just the fact that when you fall in love, you kind of just let down your walls. You know what I
Like,
mean?
fuck
And
it.
then you're
I'm
like,
doing
this
this.
is my person. I'm done. This is my husband
This
now.
is it.
And then you kind of let all of those things happen to you. And sometimes it's not you letting them. Sometimes it's just a really
You're just being
Bad
dumb.
just a
situation.
terrible, yeah.
Yeah.
But then, I just feel like women, because we have that quality. Well, I wouldn't call it a quality, but we have that thing of just being too trusting and being too loving. And
Are you one of them?
unfortunately, yes.
Is the
I
song you're
am.
gonna sing today from the EP? Have you started working on it as such?
I have. Well,
Yeah.
I am planning to release it in June, but I have started working with it, and I've written most of the stuff. Just haven't, gotten into studio
Recorded,
yet.
yeah.
Yeah. So, the next song that I had prepared, it's called "Stolen." It's a poem basically, but then I do have a little bit of singing in the beginning. So this one was kind of inspired from a very dark place. There's a time that I read this documentary about child marriages, and it just broke my heart. There was this documentary of like girls from 6 to 14 that were just being forced into marriage. And 6 years old to
Are you kidding me?
14.
Which country
it's
was
like
this in?
It was in East Africa. I forgot which country it was.
Africa, yeah.
But it's still happening to this day. And I just felt like, no, man, this has to be talked about. At least I have to do something. At least have someone listen to this poem, maybe just change their mind. You know what I mean? So, this one is kind of dark. but yeah.
Yeah, 6 though.
Let's talk about the Zimbabwe National. Is it Eisteddfod?
Eisteddfod, yes.
Eisteddfod.
Yeah,
You've been
well,
in it for years.
I have.
Well, are no longer in it since you're in South Africa, or do you go back for it?
No, it's like a high school. kind of thing.
Mhm.
It
Okay.
starts from primary actually. So
Mm.
from
When
grade
did
3.
you start?
From grade 3.
Okay.
Right where you
Hey,
also was
right
allowed
where
to
start,
start.
you're like, I'm in. I've been
going.
waiting.
Yeah. So it was from grade 3 until maybe form 6.
We
You
don't
guys
know
don't
what
have form
is,
sixes.
darling.
So form 6 is like an extra year after your matric in Zim.
Oh,
so
you
we
an
have
extra-
6
Why would you do
years.
that to yourself?
That's
No.
that's how it is in
An
Zim.
extra year of high school.
Yeah. We have 6
Wow.
years.
So
That's
you
horrible.
matriculate, and then after matriculating,
You do A level,
I
advanced
would
level.
never.
No,
Yeah.
it could never be me.
We actually matriculate after 4 years. We have our O levels, right?
Okay.
And then after O levels, 2 extra years of your advanced level.
And then age-wise, you guys start at like 6. Then for that.
6, yeah, it's grade 1.
Oh.
Yeah. But then now there's grade 0. So
Let the kids play.
now we have
Right,
grade
no.
0. So
Let
people
the
are
kids
actually getting to
play.
school when they're like 5. But yeah. So I started the Eisteddfod when I was like in grade 3 at Brighton Country School, and I was going literally every single year until I was form 6. So you go as a choir, as a school, with the school choir, and then they also have a section for soloists. You know, when you sing, you choose a song, and then you sing that song, you know, kind of put your own rendition to it, and then they mark you. So they have about 3 judges that mark your diction, your intonation, how you perform, stage presence, everything, you know, and then they give you a percentage and they give you prizes, you know, if need be. So, yeah, my last year at Eisteddfod was form 6.
Did you ever win it?
I did.
Hey now.
I did. I did win the soloists section, and I got an honors trophy for that, for the best female singer under 30. So that was amazing.
So you're competing with 30-year-olds.
Yeah, up to
Aye,
30.
wait, nah.
Ow. Why not?
Nah, that's too late, bro.
Yeah, yeah.